Hey, I'm Eddie Bueno. I am the singer and guitarist of Twin Seas. Twin Seas, we have 5 members, and the goal is for us to really have almost, if you were listening to an orchestra or an ensemble, there's so many elements, especially what you would listen to with our recorded versions of songs. At this point in time, when we play live, we try to not rely on like backing tracks if possible. So what we all try to do is try to do as much as we can, from doing multiple pedals to having multiple keys and different instruments, and having everybody just kind of getting a piece of something and trying to play and sing or add as many elements as we can to really show this live performance to you guys. So as you can see, my lovely pedal board that I used, that I still use, I have a lot of little setups here. So what I started off with is, here I developed an understanding of how important a compressor is. That was one of the first things. So I got the Keeley electronics compressor and drive. So normally this is a drive, but I typically don't use the drive. I actually set it as the lowest possible measurement, because I actually use it for a boost, so whenever I need to. So that kind of is a little trick. And then from there, I have my wah, which I perform and almost use it as a on-call phaser at times. And then moving it up to the chain, a heavy-duty big muff whenever I have to have that really solid leads. But I always dial the tone slightly above where it needs to be, just so that way it pierces a little more. But my pride and joy is this Benson preamp, just because it's not so harsh as a drive. It just gives you a nice, clean, distorted boost, and it's just perfect. But when we get into the modulation, that's when things get really interesting. Once I have this particular chorus, so I have this stereo chorus. It's a digital chorus, but I have it relatively low. It's not that strong. So it almost just creates this nice little texture throughout my guitar. Nothing to overpower anything. But this right here is where I have most of my different settings. So I have my phaser, a flanger, tremolo, and another heavier chorus if I need to. But this particular one, it only pops in and out like a handgun, just like shoots out one spot, takes it off, shoots out another spot, takes it off. It's there for just those moments, those key moments. The real magic is between these two here. So here I have my JHS delay. I have it in the settings with a vintage tape effect. And what I tend to do is I do the dotted eighth notes. The perfect thing about this one is that it has tap delay, which I need to utilize because we have so many different songs and so many parts that change in the rhythm that I have to have it on call at all times. But with this, I get to have a really nice texture that it just creates this ambience and fills up the room when there's this portion of the song where it just needs this little effect to just pop in and out. This one is called the Native Lung by Stax Effects. They're in Long Beach. Really amazing pedal, probably one of my favorites. It has also a little volume gain, but I think it has a really nice decay, kind of like the Canyon reverb pedal. That one's really great, but this one has been my favorite one so far. Just these particular ones just create this amazing texture. And whenever I have a situation where I may not have an amp, but I can go straight into a DI, I have this SansAmp GT2, which has a great effect that allows you to just do an amp simulation with a Fender clean twin reverb sound. It's great on whenever you need that. But also the best part is this. I found this little cool metal magnet, and I keep all my picks in here. So this has been a lifesaver, I guess, for all of us. Cruz and Fabian, whenever they need picks, they got a little supply here too. So this has been kind of my go-to. Over the years, it's been crafted, it's been detailed and polished to the point where it's able to utilize and kind of go any direction you need to. So it's been my answer and my good best friend on the road. Make sure I have a heavy case, but yeah, it's a part of me. So over the years, I've had this since like 2018. I think I was never really into Strats as much as others were, but over time I learned to appreciate it just because of the tone and just how almost standard, but at the same time it's just a heavy duty reliable workhorse. But my favorite setting here is this middle and bridge position in between. This particular tone has been just such a great funk, and just listening to a lot of the Japanese jazz fusion or any of the older funk albums, you can tell like when there's a Strat, just that tone is so clean, and it's actually my go-to tone for most of the time whenever I'm playing a lot of rhythm. And it's been a great, it's a Mexican, 2013 Mexican Fender. It's has the maple neck. It's honestly one of the best ones I've ever played. And since then I got it on a deal, I think at Guitar Center for like 300 bucks at the time, which now they're like 700, dude, it's crazy. But it has been an amazing guitar. It's been with me literally across the US. But now I found an amazing guitar, something I've been looking for a long time. It is a CMI Japanese 70s guitar. It's the Lawsuit era, and it was a Les Paul Jr. Copy. What had happened was the person I bought it off of, he already had, it was a project guitar for him, so he redid the whole frets. And the cool thing was that he added these Lolar P90 pickups, and I was actually looking for a P90 guitar, and especially the one with a vibrato arm. This particular thing sounds amazing. I was always in the market for P90s, but it was very difficult to find certain guitars that I had them that just had this particular bite and just sound full. But this one, amazing. It blew my expectations. It's super light because, you know, as you play, you start to appreciate the the weight of certain things. So this guitar particularly is all the things I meet, every parameter. You know, I got the Goto locking tuners here just so it doesn't get out of tune. Everything's been done. A new jack, all the electronics, the pots, everything's been restored and clean, and it's just ready to go. You know, it's a beauty, and old but I appreciate it so much. Live, we've been using this Yamaha 112. It's a solid state amp, and it's I believe 50 watts. And what's cool about this one is our homie also installed, I don't know if you kind of see them, but he installed these leg stands here for us to just have it. You know, a lot of the places, you know, whenever you go live, you're never going to have a good, always have a good sound system, or, you know, wedges or something. You gotta, you know, share wedges or anything like that. And I'm sure most of you have seen a place or been to a place where you guys can't even hear yourself. So because of that, this has saved our lives a lot. You know, over the time, we have our little markings here, so we know what are the best sounds. I go no distortion, no reverb. Like I said, I use everything straight from the pedal board. I use the high, just keep it clean. We have this tape right here, so if y'all know what's good, you know, you find the sweet spot on the speaker cone, just so that way you could always have it. So whenever you go to the show, you're ready to go. Everything's set, marked, you're just action. Sometimes you don't even have like 5 minutes to set up, so just having everything set up at the moment is the ideal thing, because there's a lot of stress, just to say the least. Love these locking tuners. I think they're called the rock locks, and yeah, you need these, especially for like older guitars. You never know. So like I said, I always have my tuner on, just ready to tune up anytime, or just want to mute while I'm on stage and I'm talking to you guys or saying something, want to mute it. Once it's unmute, we hear the guitar, and just straight out of that, you know, I have just the reverb and just the compressor and a little bit of the chorus. You have that little nice clean tone. And usually whenever I'm going into like a nice little lead, I'll switch over to my Benson preamp. And here is just like a slight crunch. There's nothing crazy. It's just enough for you to like, you know, pierce a little bit and say, hey, it's my turn. Give me some attention right now, you know? But if I really want to go into that heavy part, like this is dramatic. This is the moment, the climax, hit over to the big muff. And then we have our modulation here where we go into our phaser. Then we switch over to our little flanger. Our tremolo when we want to give it that nice little effect. And you may be wondering, like, what are these buttons here? I add these on because it's easier to press. Like, if you have two buttons really close to each other, you might accidentally press one and the other or both at the same time, which is not something you want. So with these ones, it allows you to just press them without affecting the other one. Just, you know, out of accident. Once you're passionate in the moment, it kind of gets a little funky. But anyways, and then we have this other kind of reverb, right? It's like a detuner. Then we have our delay, right? This delay is pretty sick, right? We're playing something like 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, cut it off. And then, I mean, that's pretty much it, you know, like all of this is really, really easy. This wall is amazing by Exotic. It's really nice. It's super, super easy to move and back. It has nice friction against each other, you know? Really cool. It has great settings, and yeah, it's been good. I got this pedal board. I have some sweet little surprises under. Under here, I have a lot of crazy extra cables just in case of anything. You always want to be prepared. You know, I got a, you know, power supply, some small little 1/4-inch cables and whatnot, and just have everything routed out here. I got this from Blackbird. I don't even think they're around anymore, so that sucks, man, because I really like their pedals. I just keep it here, set up, put the cover on it. It's super protected and good to go. Yeah. So this one here specifically is a TC Helicon Voice Live 2. What I typically use this for is just the same situation. Sometimes we've gone into like PAs that don't even have any effects. Just to have this for my own effects, for my own modulations, delays, reverbs, all of that is very important just to have. So I have here, and also I have a lot of these little presets already, you know, like, oh, here, I switch into one preset here. This is my standard one. It only has reverb, you know, keep it clean. But then I switch out into like, let's say this next one. This particular one has a lot more ambience and more like, let's say a psychedelic part of the song, and I want a lot of delay and doublers, you know, and we have other ones, you know, where it has a harmony, so these higher pitches where I'm able to have an effect, and this kind of gives me a little megaphone effect here, which gives you a nice little texture whenever you're singing a song. But you know, it's standard, it's beat up as many many of your equipment is going to be, but it's a workhorse. It's great. And I've been having a lot of fun with it, you know. Over time, you know, I learned to get better and understand. People give me tips and tricks. They're like, hey, look, I tried this one, I tried that one. And I'm like, dude, let me try that. I see the price tag, I'm like, hell no. But then again, you know, once you start playing at a lot of places, it gets to that point. So, but it's awesome. I love it. And it's given me my tone, my sound, and it's been fun. I've loved it. So I'll give you a little quick demonstration. This one's particularly here is, like I said, it's my standard tone, just has a nice little deep, rich low end with some nice little reverb. I just sing a little something like da 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 da, and it just like resonates a little bit. Switch it over to this other one. Let's say that one with more effects. I go into, you know, like, ooh, just like kind of goes over. But then we go into this other one. Maybe it's like a part where it's a little more dramatic, and I sing like, you know, somewhere going through the somewhere da, 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 da. So it has this like particular tone that just really cool, and those really nice break parts where we're just kind of really getting psychedelic, and it's honestly pretty sick. And those are usually my 3 tones that I use, you know. Hold on, what you running from? No, I've missed a little, don't take it to the heart. Wake up, do I need someone? No, I'm places here, but I'm always gone. Out of time, don't be afraid, I just got something to say. Take the time to look around, just know it's all going away. Feel it all. Not the one so far. It falls apart. I know you just wanted to be bound, but I can't get enough, 'cause I know where I'll go. With you I won't see it all. What can we say in our money? No need to pay you up for me. What can we say in our money?